Welcome to My Home is Special. Today we're going to talk about Greece, and I've met a lot of Greek people throughout my life, but I couldn't think of anybody who was actually from Greece and living away from Greece for this podcast. So I had to hit the network again. We'll get into a little bit of how I found Cindy, but for now, enjoy the episode. Cindy, welcome to My Home is Special. As I always do, can I take a minute of your time to introduce yourself to everybody listening?
Yes, of course. I am Cindy from Crete, from Greece. I am a BGirl, and I am now living in Germany and working here.
So Cindy, the story of how we know each other is actually pretty interesting to me, and hopefully people will get a chuckle out of it. I decided that since I didn't know anybody from Greece who would be a great fit for the podcast, I would go take a page out of my Bolivia playbook and head to a Greek restaurant that I really like and we've been going to for years here in Chicago, and either get the host, one of the workers, or somebody eating there. Basically, I was going to interrupt their meal and get them to do the podcast for me within a few days. That didn't really work out, but I was meeting B-boy Wayne Gravy from Chicago there, and I told him why I chose this restaurant, and he said, "Oh, well, I actually met a B-girl from Greece at a Red Bull BC1 dance event. You should reach out to her." And so on the spot, I took out my phone, looked at your Instagram, and saw that we had several friends in common. I think it's over 100, including B-boy El Nino from Boston. So I texted Alex from lunch and said, "Hey, Alex, do you know B-girl Cindy from Greece? Because I need somebody to help with this project I'm working on." He said, "I don't really know her well, but you can absolutely use my name when you reach out." So just like that, I sent an email to you, Cindy, from lunch. And within 24 hours, you responded and said, "I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to do, but I'm happy to help if I can." And that was 3 days ago. And here we are on the podcast. And I am truly grateful that you took a minute to respond to somebody who literally slid into your DMs and said, "Hey, can we talk?" But I have to ask, what did you think when you read my email?
I was a little bit impressed. Also, I was like, what is that about? I was like, okay, why not? We're going to see who is the man, and I'm always open. So I was like, why not?
I really appreciate that. I literally slid into your DMs to ask you to interview with me on short notice. So thank you, and welcome to the podcast. So Cindy, why don't we start, because I know you through the dance community, I have to assume that growing up, dance was a special part of your journey in Greece. Can you talk a little bit about that and maybe share a little bit about the special places or special spots from your journey?
Yes, my dance was also very special for me in Greece because I started there, of course. And when I was young, I was always like a lazy kid. I wasn't so like dancing or something, but many times I was seeing some movies or breaking in my computer or something like that. And I was like, I have to try this dance. Why not? And it was very, very, how to say it, I was in the street with my friends and we saw some b-boys because in Greece weren't so much b-boys then, like 8 people only that were dancing, but they didn't have some teacher or something. They like dance from themselves. So it was something like that. I saw them. I was like, wow, that's very awesome what they did. And I was like, I want to try this dance.
And were you already in dance classes? Were you a dancer? Were you a gymnast? Were you an athlete?
No. I wasn't nothing that time. I was like only in my couch and seeing like videos. I was very lazy that time. So it was something that challenged me to make a difference for myself because I saw that in breaking it was too much movements and it was also a way to express myself because I was always a shy kid in Greece, very shy kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something that gave me strength and made me more like stronger for myself and confident and things like that. My best friend was dancing the rhythmic gymnastic, but she was like very good at that. She was like professional, and she put me some like classes, but it wasn't like so professional for me. It was only for hobby. So I saw some athletes there, but not some. It was from Greece, and it was like young kids practicing for the championships and things like that. But for me, it was only like hobby then. It wasn't something.
Were you good at rhythmic gymnastics?
No, I wasn't. I think I wasn't the worst one in the class, and
So
the fat one, because they were like fit and I was like not so fit, so I wasn't ready for the gymnastics. For the yeah, I wasn't.
So when it came to breaking and you found those b-boys on the street, how did you get into that community and into that culture? Did you go to a studio or did you practice with those boys, or how did it unfold from there?
We saw them in the they did some street shows in the old port in Hanya. So we saw them there, and we were amazed, of course, because of the moves that they made. And we approached them and we told them, "Hello, we want to start this dance. We like it." They were in the beginning. They were like, they are. We were only 13 years old, so they were like 18, 19. They were older than us, but they were like. So now you are saying that because you want that, or you want like to show them that you are dancing because of
Mm-hmm.
for the image only. But for me, it was only for the breaking, like not for the image. So they were like, okay, let's try, why not? And we went with them one day in the center of the city in some bank, and we were practicing there, like outside with the people. And I was very shy. I like 1 week. I wasn't doing nothing there. I only watched them because I felt so much insecurity because I didn't know anything, and they were teaching us, but I didn't feel so comfortable because the people was crossing and seeing us, and they were like the kids of the streets. What they are doing here? This is not for you. This is the Americans. You have to do only Greek dances. They were like in Creta. They weren't so open with breaking because they think that breaking is only for the Americans and for the people that they are not from Greece. Because in Greece we have like Greek dances, and they were like more, why you don't go there, but you do in the streets. And it was something like, how to say, it's not so embraced from them.
Right. Right. When you go back home, do you still see that bank that you used to practice in front of?
Yes, yes. Every time I'm crossing there, I have all the feelings because when I started there, nobody believed in me there. Only one, the teacher, only the teacher that we had, only him. And I was like the worst one in the beginning there, of course, because I wasn't so strong. So when I saw that place, I'm like, I started there with nothing, and now I am like going in the big stage, and I feel so grateful that this place where it's there. I see the place, and I'm like, yes, I was there, and I did everything I had to do. Yes, that's for me.
That's so cool to hear, because looking at your Instagram profile and seeing the power moves and seeing you at these big battles and, on top of the Red Bull BC1 logo doing your thing, it's hard to believe that you had such a humble beginning.
Yeah, it's very strange. This I'm also like, because when I first saw the Red Bull BC one, like the event, I was like, before they didn't have bigger battle, they have only b boys, so it
Right.
was not so big opportunities for the biggers. When I started, I was always drawing some bigger event from Red Bull BC one, and when they did that, I was like, my dream come true. And then I was there. I was in the stage that I was drawing like 2 years when I was younger, and I didn't know that they're gonna do this. I was like, now my dream, that was my first dream that came true for me. Like, it's something also special.
Cindy, one of the things almost every guest on the podcast that's living away from home talks about is the food and how they miss the food when they're away. Now, you're arguably pretty close because Germany's not super far from Greece. But when we were preparing for this, you said that the food was something that's really special for you that you really miss when you're away from home. Why don't we talk about that for a few minutes?
Yes, yes, that's very important for me because food, it's something very very important. Like it's not so away from Greece to Germany, of course, but I can see the difference from like the supermarkets, from the restaurants, for everything. Because in Greece, you can see that everything that they have made, they can like made it in their garden, and it's very fresh, and you have the feeling, the taste. So I think here you have to search very, very much to find something like that, and it's not like it's gonna be the same.
And growing up in Greece, when you're eating the local foods, were there special foods that you think about when you're away?
Yes, of course. They like moussaka, also yemista. It's like in my top list. Also, the popular fast food thing that we have, souvlaki, of course. It's like you have to taste that. And then it's like more like soups and things like pilafi. It's a Cretan pilafi. It's very also tasty, and you can eat that more when they are doing weddings.
Hmm.
So when they are married, they offer this food for the guests, and it's so tasty. So this is also one thing that I miss.
And was this all the types of food that your parents or grandparents would cook growing up? Do you cook now? And is it the type of thing that you can find like that authentic Greek restaurant in Germany, or is it something that you can only get when you're home?
I think you can find it here also because they have many Greek restaurants here also. But I think they have some different things that they are putting here. I think I don't know why, but the taste is close, but not so close like the original from the Greece. I'm eating sometimes in Greek restaurant because I want to eat something good here. But yes, for me it's like more in Greece. Like when I'm going to Greece, I'm like going to the restaurant and eat a lot.
As somebody who's never been to Greece, is the food different in Crete than it is in Greece and in different parts of the country, or is it similar?
It's also similar, but we have some special dishes that you can't find in every city. Like in Thessaloniki also, that I was studying there and living also. We have like bouyourdi, it's feta cheese with paprika and things like that, that you can't find it in Creta. It's not something traditional in Creta.
Right.
So you can find some different dishes because like the place that gave some special things that we have. But also, when you are in Thessaloniki or Athens, you can find some Creta restaurants.
Right.
It's like only from the Crete, and you can find the Crete cuisine. You can taste these cuisines if you don't go to Crete or something like that.
It's neat to hear. It's a little bit like here in the U.S., where there's some things that you can only get in the South. There's some things that you can only get in the Northeast and different parts of the country. So that resonates with me a lot, and I look forward to paying attention to it while I'm there, so that I can make sure that I'm not just eating one type of Greek food, but hopefully I can try
Yes.
different types while I'm there. Looking at Greece on a map, you can see that it's famous for all the Greek islands, but there's just a coastline that literally wraps all the way around the country. So I have to believe that the beach is an important part of Greece for anybody who's from Greece. Can you talk a little bit about that and what's special to you about the beach and the sun?
Yes, I think in Greece, the people that they are living and in the Greek that they are outside, but they are going there for holidays. I think they have some special bond with the beach and with the sun because even when you are living there, because in Greece you will have some stress with what's happening there because it's not like the best opportunity to stay there, but you have the sun, you have the beach, and you go and you can escape from the reality. You can see people like old people like 6 o'clock in the morning and they are in the beach and swimming. I think it makes them like to feel some escaping from the reality, and also one thing that they having there, and they are very grateful for that, so that's why they are going. They want that for themselves also. They know some places that the tourists don't know, and they are like going there and
Mm-hmm.
they going to take more time before the tourist comes. So we have to spend time to see the beach when it's not so full, because sometimes the island's very full of people. So it's like, yes.
Was the beach something that you did to escape? And did you do that growing up as a teenager or as an adult?
Yes, I did it. Every time I was like sad or I didn't have any, I was stressful or I didn't have something to do, or I wanted something to change my mind. So I went like or in the morning or in the evening, because the beach was 15 minutes away from my house. I was like going there, sitting and only watching the waves, the sound of the waves, the sun that it was on my face, and I was like, this is life. This is something very relaxing for me. And I was thinking all of what I was doing, and then I made some choices when I went there. Like I was going there to make my choices because I felt so calm. So for me it was so special because I was feeling that I'm trusting the beach, and I'm like they give me some advice, but in some other way, not in the reality.
Is that where you decided to move away from Greece and head to Germany, or going to go for university or anything like that?
Yeah, when I went from Crete to Thessaloniki because I was studying in the university. But also in Thessaloniki you can find beaches, but not so like close like I was in the
Right.
island that I was living. I didn't felt something different like now that I'm in Germany because the people was the same. They were very close. They were like very. You can go out and you can see people like not like in the Germany.
Right.
Like I didn't understand the different. It was something also special because I had also my own apartment when I went for studying. I think also Thessaloniki is gonna be in my heart because I was practicing a lot and I like very very much that city. For me, Thessaloniki and Creta it's gonna be in my heart every time I'm speaking about the cities.
When you finished in Thessalonica and you decided to leave, did you go
Mm.
back home to Crete, or did you leave and head to Germany where you are as we're talking?
Yeah, I lived without going to Creta. That's a little bit sad for me, but I had to make this decision because I was very like I wanted to follow my dreams for dancing more because opportunities weren't so good in Greece. Like I was trying so hard there, but I think when I came here in Germany, I find the scene more opportunities here.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that was my only thing. But sometimes I'm like, oh, why I'm here? But no, I'm like, I have no regret until now.
When we were preparing for this, you mentioned that you'll be going back home pretty soon.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
For somebody going for the first time, like my wife and I will be in a few weeks, what is it that we should pay attention to when we're in Greece? And what is it that we should make sure we don't miss while we're doing some of the tourist things and enjoying the beach and enjoying the food?
Sometimes quick ones, they are made some like they are going all together in some places and they are like singing and drinking. And I think like a tourist, if you go there, you're gonna like it so much because they are like very open and you feel like these people they are like a family. Like but they
Right.
are not to know each other. Like you go there and it's like I don't know the name of in English, but in Greece it's like they going all together. It's not like you have to know each other, but
Mm-hmm.
you go there and it's like live music with the Greek traditional music, and you can drink like raki and things like that, and ouzo, and you can like dance a lot. Like they are dancing Greek dancing or whatever you want. Like I think it's something that you have to try there, and it's in every city of the Greek.
It sounds like I'll see people together at a restaurant or at a bar or at a music performance,
Mm.
and I'll assume that they're together and they know each other. But you're saying they will have met just that night and they'll just enjoy the
Yes, yes,
company.
yes. That's something very. It's not strange from the Greek because the Greek they are very open people. Like if you said to them that you are first time there, they're gonna speak to you. They're gonna give you some many advices where to go, where to eat because they feel like they have to do that. I don't know why, but we always want that for the people that they are coming. We want to show them the best things and not the things that they are showing for the tourists because sometimes it's very tourist things. Even the Greek ones don't like it. So we speaking and tell them the reality. No, don't go there. Go in this place or in this beach or in this restaurant because yes, it's something like that. But I think yes, the people are very open and they're gonna speak to you. They're gonna give you everything you need. And I think it's something that you can't find it like in countries like Germany or Holland or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Greece, I think it's something different. They are more open. They want to make you feel like home.
That's really awesome to hear. You know, Cindy, as you're describing that, I can't help but think of the openness and the friendliness and the willingness to help
Mhm.
is also something that I see when I see the best of the hip hop community and the hip hop dance community. And the best example of that was you responding so quickly. I think I emailed you exactly 3 days ago, and here we are. And that type of community, that global community of friends from different cultures, different parts of the world coming together to help each other is something that I'm glad that I can contribute to with my photos. But I'm super grateful that you took the time on your weekend before work to share a few thoughts on Greece with me. We're going to be going in a couple weeks, and I will definitely try and report back and share with you a little bit about how we experience the sun and the food and the people and the culture in Greece. But thank you for taking time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Also, it was very good to meet you also and to speak with you. It's
Thanks for listening to this episode of My Home is Special. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you get future episodes automatically. Go to myhomeisspecial.com for the occasional email update too. That's where links to photo galleries and a few other surprises will live. Be sure to follow KBev Photo on Instagram for behind-the-scenes footage during our journey, and it'll be in the stories. If you just want the photos, go to kbevphoto.com. There's a lot else on there to explore. For now, this is Keith, aka KBev, signing off. Peace.